What's going on, everybody? It's Joel here, and today we're going to be doing an unboxing on something that I received from Reebok. It's in this big red box. I know what the main thing in this box is, but I don't know what else they sent me, if they sent me anything else. The box feels kind of light, so there might not be anything else besides the shoes, but I guess we'll find out together. So let's crack it open. I'm not going to talk too much because I actually really want to find out what's inside the box. And looks like, no, there's some other stuff inside of it too. Okay, I'm going to put the shoes aside here. And let's see here, I got a little card. Joel, excited for you to test our latest Floatride Energy 5 running shoes, built for the love of running with more cushioning and support. All right, so there you go. It's the Floatride Energy 5s that are just coming out. It is Thursday right now. It's my rest day, my active rest day, so I'm gonna go on a run with these shoes after this unboxing. So what else is in here? So we got some shorts. These are the TS Speed 3.0 shorts for men. Nice, bright, loud colorway. They've got like a flat waistband. Pretty thin material. You've got a scalloped side leg and zippered pockets here. These are probably running shorts by the look of them. They kind of look like training shorts. I feel like the material is very similar to the materials that Reebok typically uses, like the Austin shorts. Pretty similar to that. I don't know if these, there's a little bit of stretch, but it's not like a ton of stretch. I would guess two-way, and there's only that one pocket. Let's see here. What else we got here? We got a little tank top or singlet. I don't know what you want to call it. Running Speedwick Carrera t-shirt. I don't know. But it is a running Speedwick recycled material kind of singlet tank top. Kind of light and airy. The material's very, very smooth. Should not chafe at all. This feels nice. It's only 25 bucks. Shorts were only 50 bucks. Which is pretty normal, but the shirt, 25 bucks, that's pretty cheap. And then we got a little jacket. I don't want to wear this. So this is, ta-da. And it's a full zip jacket. Oh, the zipper is cool. It's a little Reebok logo. That is the zipper. And then this is the running woven something or other, and this one is $70. This one's a little bit more expensive, but this feels very nice. It's a light running jacket, definitely not like, I mean, you could train in it for sure, but it feels like it was made for running. And it's got a collar, kind of like baggy, and it's got a mesh back panel. Kind of see through it. I don't know if you can see through it, but this is a nice jacket. It's got like ventilation in the back. There you go. There you go. That makes it a running jacket. Okay, so now the main event, Floatride Energy 5s. Let's pop them open, see what's up with these guys. Ooh, they sent me this nice, loud blue and orange color. Trying to not get the light to like blow them out, but it's a really nice kind of like turquoise-ish blue with orange. Got some like yellow bits and white, and then we've got Floatride. So this is the 5th generation of this shoe, and the Floatride series to me has always been like the every man's kind of running shoe. The value is really good. They're at about $100. I was a fan of the 1, 2, 3, and then the 4s. Those ones kind of were weird because they came up on Reebok's site for a little bit. They actually sent them to me, and then they completely disappeared, never came up again. And then the Floatride for Adventures came out, and I don't recall ever seeing the actual Floatride 4s ever up on the site after the initial launch, but I was not a huge fan of them. They were really, really soft. There wasn't a whole lot of stability in those shoes, and I typically like a little bit more stability. So anyways, let's take a look at this shoe. So we got the white side, we got the orange side. It looks like these little tabs, maybe a little reflective. The upper looks like a one-piece upper. There's no real seams throughout, which is really nice. The shoe feels lightweight, and it still has the paper inside of it. It's got an 8mm drop, it says it right there on the insole. And it's a pretty good amount of rubber, some lugs, full length rubber throughout the outsole. And this one's kind of like an everything shoe, it seems like, because there are some deeper lugs. It for sure is probably more towards like road running, but I'm sure you could go on some light trails in this and be all right. And then we've got the full Floatride Energy midsole from the heel to the toe. So we've got a pretty hefty rocker at the heel, pretty hefty toe spring angle. Obviously, it's going to be a running shoe. You got the turned out Achilles area, so that should not rub. And let's see here. The tongue is it gusseted? Yeah, it is gusseted. So the tongue feels pretty substantial. It's not one of those thin microfiber tongues. I actually really don't like those. There's another little piece of something in here, cardboard, and more stuffing. Okay, these are really light, really, really light shoes. Yeah, the mesh on the upper is it's like a one-piece mesh. There's a little bit of a toe bumper, and the shoe feels really lightweight and flexible, at least in the toe box. I mean, I guess in the middle part of the shoe, there isn't a whole lot of flex, and it looks like there's actually like a midfoot plate. You can see that right here in the middle part of the shoe. So maybe there's like a carbon plate there. I just tested the Floatride X, and that has a carbon plate just in the forefoot, but this doesn't seem to have a plate in the forefoot. It just looks like it's right there in the middle part of the shoe, maybe like a midfoot shank. And then let's take a look at the insole. It's probably like an Ortholite insole. Yep, Ortholite insole, anatomically molded. Feels pretty soft, so that should provide some pretty immediate comfort. Let me go get my scale, and then we're going to measure these. Okay, moment of truth. The Floatride X's were fairly light at like 9.6 or 8 ounces, men's size 10. Really, really like that about them. So here we go. 9.5 ounces. So I'm going to say that these are still a light pair of running shoes. I really want to test them out and see what the midfoot feels like on this shoe. I don't know if it's like a carbon plate or if it's just like a midfoot shank to just kind of stabilize that area. I feel like these are going to be a really good value runner. Usually the Floatride Energies come in at only $100, which I feel is a really aggressive price point for a shoe with this amount of tech. Once again, I wasn't a huge fan of the 4s, so I really hope that the 5s kind of return back to the way that the 3s felt to me, which had a little bit more stability than both the 1 and 2s, kind of pushed it more towards the Harmony Roads, which I really liked. The Harmony Roads 3 were one of my favorite running shoes. I hope it feels similar to that, but let's put them on, and we'll get a little feel for how they size. I'm gonna say that these are gonna be true to size, but they are not very wide. Like for me, they have ample room. In the toe box, the mid part of the shoe is a little bit on the narrow side. Yeah, I'm gonna say that the mid part of the shoe is a little bit narrow. Toe box to me feels okay, but I know other people are gonna struggle with that toe box. I don't have particularly wide feet, but I do have bunion on my right foot, which can make certain shoes problematic. And I do feel like that part around my metatarsals is a little bit tight, but hopefully they break in and become more comfortable. Okay, now we're gonna take them on a run and see how they do. Okay, so I just finished my outdoor run and then I came inside for an indoor. I only did a mile outside and I did a mile inside. I actually ran in this little running jacket that they sent, which is it's cool. It's kind of like a vintage classic fit, like super baggy. But anyways, back to the shoes. So what I had noticed is that first off, I'm probably spoiled from the last two running shoes that I had tried out, which were the Nike Zoom Invincible 3s and the Floatride X, because both of those shoes are like really bouncy, really high energy return shoes. Whereas this shoe, it's got a little bit of energy return, but it's not, I mean, in comparison to those, it kind of feels flat. This is, to me, like positioned to be like an entry-level kind of running shoe. And obviously, like with the price point and everything being $100 or probably $100, I actually don't know how much they cost, but I'm assuming it's $100. I think they fit that price point. Are they the most like technical running shoe? No, but I think they're gonna suit a lot of people. One thing that I am not super wild about is the toe cushioning on this feels like really, really kind of light, like there's not enough there. So when I step through, like it kind of just wants to rock me back to the next step, where I feel like I'm not getting as much acceleration because I'm not getting enough power throughout my full step with these shoes. So I kind of almost cut my step a little too short, and I feel like I'm just not getting as much extension through my foot in these shoes. I also feel like the fit around the ankle might be a little bit too loose. I felt like my ankles were getting kind of tired. Felt like I was doing a little bit more work than I normally would have to in some of the other shoes that I've been running in. Now, when I came inside and ran on the runner, I thought that these were a lot better on the runner. Because of the curve, it naturally just kind of works with the shape of the shoe, and it just kind of pulls you through and it pulls you through, and you don't really have to worry about where you're stepping. Also, you don't have to worry about, you know, uneven terrain or declines and inclines or anything on the Assault Runner, because it's pretty constant. And I felt like the issue that I had with the stability in the ankle wasn't a problem on a treadmill. Now, I have only gotten in 2 miles in these shoes, so my thoughts will probably change as I use these a little bit more. I think these are a pretty good everyday kind of running shoe if you didn't have anything better and you didn't really want to spend all that money. I don't really think that there is a carbon plate in these. There might be maybe just like a midfoot shank, but there's no spring or anything like that with these shoes. They're just like normal running shoes, a little bit of bounce from the midsole, but the cushioning really is at like the midfoot and heel part of the shoe. So if you're a heel striker, you're probably gonna like these shoes, but if you're like a forefoot, midfoot striker like me, these probably are not gonna work that great for you. But this is all preliminary. I think that they are decent to good right now, but I'm gonna have to put in some more running and some more miles with these shoes to actually have a full opinion on them. So stay tuned for a full-on review of these shoes. But right now, if you guys have any questions about the Floatride Energy 5s, feel free to leave them in the comment section. And as always, guys, please hit that like button, subscribe, and thanks for watching.